Well, hey everyone, Nick and Naomi Magiera here with Go in Love. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we want your help and advice and your thoughts. So I guess we just have a couple questions, and this is mainly for Kiwis here in New Zealand. We are looking to hopefully buy a house. If not this year, maybe this month, maybe this week, maybe in 5 years, who knows? But we are starting to look, and would just love to hear where you all think the best place for us to possibly live is.
So our main criteria, I guess, is somewhere beautiful, which we are, there's no short of beautiful places in New Zealand, but we especially love mountains, and we love, being close to water, I guess, is like a big thing.
It's interesting because I realistically, I'd be happy in the forest, but I would also be happy on a beach, but I'd also be happy,
on a mountaintop.
Yeah, exactly. And so realistically, I don't know, there's just so many different variety of places here in New Zealand. But I guess more specifically, I think that we would really want to stay in the South Island. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's number one. We love Queenstown area, but Queenstown's so expensive, and we love renting there.
Climate's a big thing for me. Overall, New Zealand has a great climate, compared to a lot of other places. But for me, having a cold and dark winter isn't, I guess, sustainable long term. So.
I'm from Chicago, so that's what do you mean winter?
He took me there.
That's my whole life.
For 6 years I was there.
Where I'm from Chicago, it has the same average temperature as the country of New Zealand, but the extremes are crazy. Mm-hmm. So it would be in Celsius, it would be every now and then we'll get 40 degrees. Mm-hmm. So that's in the hundreds in the summer. But then the winters, the year we left, it hit negative 52 degrees. Mm-hmm. And at that point, it crosses the line of whether it matters, whether it's Celsius or Fahrenheit.
It's pretty much the same. Yeah,
so,
everything dies.
Yeah, it was crazy. So winters are a very tame year for me, I feel like. But it is really nice to, if we have our options, it is really nice to be choosy and particularly pick a place that hopefully has a year-round growing season or close to a year-round growing season.
Yeah, growing my own fruit and vegetables is super important to me. Having more of a self-sustainable lifestyle. We really like being kind of off-grid, that's...
We're not city people.
Yeah, we're not. We prefer kind of being rural, but then, within maybe 1 to 2 hours drive of,
nice.
In a town or a city. This is kind of a big thing.
Yeah, and so, I guess somewhere beautiful that's not in a city, but still somewhat accessible and close to a city, if we have the option, if we're be able to choose. And then obviously price comes into a big component as well. So there's some areas in New Zealand, where we are renting in Queenstown, if we were to purchase a square foot in Queenstown, it would be $1 million. Yeah. And so there's obviously some a little bit more affordable places, but not realistically, at least for our budget. Yeah. And so, obviously budget comes into a factor as well. What we've seen is kind of the more rural you get, a lot of times that actually means cheaper. Mm-hmm. And so for us and our work, we're able to live rural, and we're able to live, essentially off-grid if we really needed to. And so we're definitely not afraid of that. We're not shy away from that. And realistically, I think we almost prefer that fun adventure. Yeah. We do have, obviously, Nikita, our 2.5-year-old, and then Raya, our toddler, our newborn, who's 1 month old or something like that. So I don't know how too far disconnected we want to be, but we're definitely not afraid of shying away from projects either. We've previously renovated fully 2 houses, 100% gutted and everything like that, and did a large majority of all the work ourselves. There's some things that we've hired out, but we absolutely love doing that, and then love the landscaping projects and actually cleaning and properly maintaining land and stuff. Yeah, so that's up our alley as well, and a lot of experience.
Livestock wise, I would say just chickens and that kind of thing, not really looking at doing farming or anything like that.
If we got a goat or a sheep or something like that, it would be a pet. It would be a pet, and so
I'm gonna eat it.
No. So all my friends in America, they're all shocked still that my wife Naomi here from Christchurch, she would gut our goose or our geese.
I didn't do our geese.
No, our
ducks.
Our ducks and our chickens and stuff like that.
Food. Well, the geese had a role. They were the guard geese.
They were
so
cool.
Anyway,
Yeah, it was just funny. All of my American friends like shocked at this. I was shocked too, to be honest. So
he comes home early from work one day.
No! What happened to Lucy the duck?
I'm like actively like gutting her and plucking.
Yeah. So anyway, with all that said, what do you guys think? What areas should we realistically be looking at? What areas do you think we should avoid? Obviously, everyone is very biased based off of your own experiences. But yeah, somewhere beautiful, somewhere rural, somewhere still somewhat accessible, and then somewhat affordable. And definitely not afraid of projects, and not afraid of roughing it a bit as well. So. Yeah.
And good climate.
Yeah, of course, and the climate as well. Yeah. So yeah, well, that's our thoughts, guys. We're excited to kind of walk you along our process of looking for properties here in New Zealand and hopefully buying something at some point here soon. I guess I have one more question, like in terms of obviously like the market. What do you guys think? Because, obviously since the pandemic, like there has been so many Kiwis that rushed back to the country that drove up the housing market so much. With the borders opening up here pretty soon, is that going to change? What do you guys think? Are there certain areas that haven't really been affected by that huge increase of market share? Obviously, like big cities, we know like Auckland and Christchurch, like we've seen prices skyrocket, which is really sad for some people that are looking to buy. Great for homeowners already, but what about rural areas? Has that been affected as well from what you guys have seen? Do you think it's all going to go down as well? Is this a horrible time to buy?
Because realistically, like it would be nice to have a property of our own that we could kind of develop and pour into over the next 3 years, 3+, who knows? Or like realistically, we don't need.
We could keep renting.
It would be nice.
We rent really nice places.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So that's like.
We don't want to be stupid about this either.
Yeah. Exactly. So we're happy to wait. Wait for the right property and the right price. So yeah, let us know what you think.
Now, for those of you who have been following along, I'm sure you're curious, and those of you who are first tuning in, if you don't know our backstory, my wife and I, we met in Mozambique, Africa. We were volunteering and doing a Bible school over there in Mozambique and fell in love, then ended up moving back to America so Naomi can get her dual citizenship in the States. She sadly lost her Kiwi accent, so in America, they still think she has a Kiwi accent. They still don't understand her, and here no one knows what accent she has. And so it's definitely not straight Kiwi though. So yeah, she's in this limbo place right now. We initially came here to New Zealand just thinking we were going to be here for 3 months, thinking we were gonna see family, see some of the beautiful landscape, and then we were planning on moving our family over to Madagascar, Africa. And we're Christians, and so we just want to see what God has for us there. We feel like He called us there. But right when we moved here, that's right when the pandemic started and borders closed. And so we've been here since. And there's a lot worse places to be. We've absolutely loved our time here. It's been stressful at times. Obviously we didn't plan on being here this long, but at this point we've been here almost 2 years. And I, as a permanent New Zealand resident, will be eligible for my citizenship at 5 years. So at this point, we've been here for long enough. We think it's going to be worth it for us to stick it out a few more years.
We would have to stay an extra year with Raya being so little. She would need to be at least a year old before we go to Madagascar.
Even if borders open like today.
Yeah, just to get, because they are actually, just to get certain vaccinations and things like typhoid and Hep A that are, pretty rampant there. So not safe to bring her there at this point. And so we would have to have been here for 3 years. And at that point, it's just another 2 kind of to make it all worth it. In a way, because otherwise it feels like
it's been awesome being here, but it would be nice for our whole family to be dual citizenships. Our daughters are, Naomi is, and I would be so honored too to call New Zealand one of my homes. I'm obviously very American and very patriotic and love America so much, but I love New Zealand as well, and I obviously love Naomi and my family, and I'm very grateful and blessed to even have access to be here. So With all that said, that's our 3-year plan right now. Things could change. Things could, we could say like, yep, let's go now. And then of course at the end of 3 years, we could say, hey, we need another year. So we'll see, how we're feeling. We'll pray about it, obviously. And we'd love your prayers as well, for our family's safety, as well as our guidance, the Lord's guidance in our lives. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your input. Thank you for hitting the like button, because that actually does help a lot with the YouTube algorithm. We don't know much about it, but yeah, it doesn't cost you anything, but it does share the video.
I really do. Nothing.
And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to follow along, and we'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Hope you guys are having a really, really blessed day. If there's anything we can pray for you for, please leave that in the comments. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon.
See ya.